Hey again, welcome to Coding with Drew. In this section, we're going to learn how to add an image tag or an image to our HTML document. Currently, what we have is in our HTML document, it looks like this. We should be able to add an image. The way we'll do that is by following the MDN documentation. We can go to image under references, HTML, and we'll find there's a list of commonly used tags for HTML. An image, IMG, is one of them. So let's go ahead and click that and see how it's used. Image is a special use case. Image is self-closing. It does not require the closing tag where you say at the end of the element /IMG. Everything related to the image is contained inside of the closing tag, inside of its attributes. You need to know that you only need the source and the alt. These are required bits. Source specifies where the image is located so that it can reference it, and the alt specifies an alternative text that is presented in the event the image doesn't load, or if you are using a screen reader because you're visually impaired, for example. This is very important, especially for SEO purposes. Do not add images without an alt text. As you can see here, this is an attribute. Attributes are always following a tag, and they follow a specific format. Source equals quote, and then the value of the source, end quote. They always follow that format. The attribute name equals, and then the value inside of double quotes. So let's look at an example of how to do this. So we want to go to our browser and we're going to open up an image and we're going to just Google it. I just Googled love it or leave it and found this one. It doesn't matter. And we're going to save the image to our downloads. You may have a photo on your computer, save yourself some trouble. Just save it to your downloads and then open your downloads. And here's the file. We're going to rename it. We're just going to call it image. Now that we have image saved, we're going to drag and drop it into our markup directory. And so you can see it here. Now, back in your HTML document, we're going to add an image tag. And if you recall from the last section, all we got to do is autocomplete. So IMG, and then press tab. Now it's already got your cursor inside of the source attribute. What we're going to do is right click on image over here in the left hand panel, and we're going to click copy relative path. And now we're going to paste inside this markup /image.jpg. Since this HTML document lives in the same directory as the example, we don't need the markup directory in front of it. In fact, just remove it. And then for the alt text attribute, inside the double quotes, we're going to add love it or leave it. Now you have an image inside your HTML. Let's see if it works. Let's save with the Command Option S, and then open our browser and open our document. Now you can see that USA love it or leave it image has appeared. And if we put our mouse over it and right click and then we click inspect element, we should be able to see that there is an alt text inside that says love it or leave it. You've just added an image. And you can do the same thing with this by adding a web address. So a GIF, for example, you can go to giphy.com and get a link, and you could submit that link there. Now, it might not work with local development environment, but the good news is that you can test it out, and chances are it might work. My challenge to you in this section is not to teach you how to make a link. I actually want you to figure it out for yourself by going back over here to the MDN documentation, going to the references, HTML, and figure out how to make a link. And I'll give you a hint. It's an A tag. The tag stands for anchor. And I don't believe it's even in this quick reference list. So you'll have to navigate and do a search and figure it out. In the next video, I will go over it. But please don't watch that video until you've at least given it an attempt. See you there.